Coming through with the strength in you. Dun 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 dun. Coming through with the strength in you. Yeah, you. Hey, coming through with the strength in you. What it do, boo? Coming through with the strength in you. You made it. Good job. Strength in you. Coming through. Strength in you. Coming through. Hey, boo. Welcome, y'all. Happy Monday. We done made it. Welcome to Strengthen You Present Straight Talk. I am so glad that we made it through the weekend because you know what that means. That means we're here on purpose with purpose. We got something we're meant to do. So that means you need to go for it and figure out what's on the other side for you. What is it meant? What's meant for you to achieve? What is meant for you to achieve this week? Yes, I may be tongue tied today. Let me tell you why. It has been an awesome week, guys. I got to spend my time with my family in Chicago, and because of that, I didn't get a lot of sleep. I'm super tired, but guess what? I showed up, and that's what matters. That's what life is about. Sometimes you got to pivot, but you still show up. Show up just as you are and embrace whatever happens. So, we're going to do just that, and we're going to talk about showing up and the power of push through when you don't really feel like it, but you do it anyway because that's what's going on. Like I would love to be asleep at this very I would love to be asleep at this very moment. But because you matter and the message that's being put out there matters, I have to show up. That is resilience at its finest. And it looks different in different ways. It shows up. So don't think nothing that you do is too small. Because anytime you show up, when you say you're going to do something, that's monumental. That's resilience, honey, and it's a beautiful thing. And people trust you, and it builds credibility, and it's just an amazing thing when people know they can depend on you to show up even when you don't feel like it. How many times did you not want to go to work? Did you just pray that Monday was the day that you can take off and just be like, no, I don't want to do this today? But you went anyway, because number one, your bills don't care how you feel. And then number two, you committed to something. So the fact that you committed to something, you showed up. So know that everything matters and things will test you. And yeah, you often feel like I can't, I won't, all the things that's dumb. But remember, it's the things that you get to do and you get to show up. You get to be, um, what is the word I'm looking for? You you get to be resilient. You get to be available. You get to be seen. You get to be heard. You get to be you. So some days it's gonna come easy. Some days it will not. But as long as you show up, that's the win. But before I go any further, y'all know it is super important that I share these things with you about stroke and the statistics and all that. Like we gotta have fun and laugh, but we gotta be serious and tell the truth. And the truth is, stroke is impacting us more and more, and we're getting younger and younger. The mortality rate of stroke survivors in their 20s are at all-time high. And did you know Colorado is the fifth on stroke being the leading cause of death? So we're the fifth state where strokes are just killing people left and right. So we have to really like talk about this and raise awareness. And then in El Paso County, just by itself, they are, I believe, in the top six. Don't make me lie numbers right now. I told you I'm sleepy. But it, like I said, it's real. It's real life. And the goal is to number one, raise awareness because each one reach one, teach one. But the goal is empowerment because the more stroke survivors know, the more that they can teach. You know what I mean? And the more they teach, the more things decrease. So let me tell you, um, 95 million people in the United States living with stroke. but really don't have the proper resources and tools for post-stroke. We think about pre-stroke, well, not really pre-stroke, because don't nobody really think about having a stroke. But when it happens, you have the acute rehabilitation and progressive therapy and all that to get you out and get you active and moving. But what happens post-stroke when they send you home? That's why I'm here. That's why Strengthen You was developed, because there is a life outside of what hospitals and rehabilitation centers get to see. And when you've lived the experience, you can speak to it on a different playing field. And I've lived through and still live through the depression, the anxiety, the fear, the doubt, the questioning, the isolation, the lack of access, all the things that keep people at a standstill. And so now, instead of us just fighting for inclusion, we're creating inclusion, we're creating access. And that's why we do our workshops, and that's why we are building infrastructures so that we can actually have a place where these people feel safe. And these people, meaning people like me, us, where we feel seen, heard, valued, appreciated, all the things. So, yes, know that that's why Strengthen You exists and the 501c exists and all the things. But even with that being said, sometimes I don't want to show up because, again, I'm a stroke survivor. And sometimes my body is like, listen, Linda, I don't want to do it. But because I know there's not many of me's out here and I have a purpose and I have a voice, I have to show up for those who don't have a voice, for those who can't say, for those who are afraid to get in the spotlight. I'm going to live out loud for those who can't. So that's what that's all about. But now I'm going to pivot because that's what life is. And when I'm sleepy, I do stuff like this. But listen, I'm looking at this chain on my neck while I'm talking to you. And I'm going to share with y'all really quick. This is my brother cousin. He was my cousin at birth, but he turned into my brother because we both lost our parents and my grandmother raised us. And we all just became tight. And it's just love because that's how our family get down. And so we was adopted to one another. Like, it's just what it is. But he passed away about 2 years. I don't know. Time just kind of flew back because y'all know disrespect. For the older you get, it seems like time go faster. But anyway, his name is Carl Fisher. He passed away to kidney failure. And again, that's another thing that's probably on the rise, and people are not talking about it in the communities. And I can't say too much about it because I haven't personally lived through it or with it. But what I do know is I've watched him deal with unfairness in the medical system with trying to get different things to help his progress. I know that I watched him struggle but still smile, you know. So I want to make sure I put that out there. You know, he was struggling with life, but he was a swell. Well, I'm talking about swell. He was an awesome man, y'all. And of course, it wasn't always like that, but just like anybody, we go through things and we fall. And it don't matter how long it take you to get up and find yourself or find your way, you can do that no matter what. And he did that. And he was as resilient as he knew how to be in the situation that he was in and the cards that he was dealt. So why am I telling you this? Well, number one, I'm telling you this because I'm sleepy. Number two, I'm telling you this because resilience comes in different forms, and it shows up in different ways, and sometimes force you to find your resilience. And we don't always want it because who really want to go through struggle? Nobody want to go through struggle. But how can you become who you're meant to be if you don't go through something to figure out who you are through what you're going through? I think I said that right. I believe I did. It was a bar, but but seriously, it's so important to be willing to go through life. It's so important to be willing to be open to trials, to tribulations, to struggles, because nobody is obsolete from struggle. It's just a matter of when is the struggle going to happen? And when the struggle happens, will you show up and fight through the struggle? Or will you allow the struggle to keep you at a standstill and hinder your growth? That's so important to really take a step back and ask yourself. Put in the chat, in the comments, when you go through life, is it easy for you to show up? Or do you find that you need a little bit more help or guidance with that? And either answer is okay, because we're all in different spaces or times in our life. So there's no right answer. But it's important to acknowledge the answer. So make sure you are open to not only the resilience, but the acknowledgement. So often we are trying to pretend, what they call it, imposter syndrome. We want to be who they say we are, who they say we should be, instead of being or becoming who we should be, because we're afraid of what we got to go through to get there. It's not an easy walk, but it's a necessary walk. So every time you show up when you don't want to, that strengthens your walk. Think of it like learning to walk as a baby. Every time they fall, they get a little stronger. They stand up a little bit taller. They build muscles in different parts of the legs and different parts of the back and different parts of the glutes and all the things. And you can't always see it, but there are many progresses that's being made happening inside. Even when you're struggling, many progresses happening inside that you don't know is happening, but you'll find it showing up when somebody want to take you out of character and you find yourself not responding the way you used to. That's a little bit of growth. That's that mini progress. Or when you do something, well, when you stop yourself from doing something that you would have once did, that's that mini progress. That's a form of showing up. Showing up don't always mean walking through a door. Showing up don't always mean going to a party. Not showing up means showing up for you, searching within self, acknowledging what is. Because how can you fix what you won't say? You can't. Because you're pretending like it ain't there, as if it's going to go away. And it won't. It don't. It gets louder until eventually it consumes you. So that's why it's important that you show up for you wholeheartedly, accepting the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, all the things, and working on the things that's flawed, because we all flawed. But when you show up for yourself, you work on those things because your goal is to be your best self. Well, at least that's the hope. I know everybody don't think the same and everybody don't move the same. But I would hope that most people don't want to be the same and they want to grow to be their best self because they understand, or we understand, because I know I'm a part of that. I want to be my best self. And so I try to do a lot of self-reflecting and acknowledging things. I probably acknowledged stuff that probably didn't even belong to me, but I took it on anyway just because it was easier. Ooh, that's another part of the conversation because we do that too. Straight talk today. But we do that. We take on stuff that don't even belong to us because it's easier. But is it really easier? Because then you find yourself starting to believe those things that you took on that really weren't yours. But to avoid confrontation or for somebody to just be quiet because you just didn't feel like it today, you own something that didn't even belong to you. And then eventually you really started to believe those things that you was owning. Wonder how that happened. Probably because you ain't sure for yourself. You did what you thought was easy, and not that ain't always for self. It's just convenience. We like to do that too. Look, man, listen, y'all. This is what happens when you on like 3 hours of sleep, and you've been moving and you've been moving and you've been moving, but you know that there's a message in everything that you're saying. So although it's kind of like gibberish and it's all over the place today, because it's literally street talk, I'm sure you got some hidden gems in there somewhere. But the word up for today is resilience. Push through, show up, be there. Be there for you, though. I'm trying to talk about that more because I'm talking about it for myself. Oftentimes when I talk stuff, I'm talking it for myself too. Because we do that. We give good advice, but don't take it. So I'll be having to say it to you so I can know to hear what I had said. But no, um, what was I saying? Show for you. Yeah, I think that's what I was talking about. Showing up for yourself and being resilient and being persistent. Consistently persistent. No, but no. I want you to value you enough to do the hard parts, even when you don't feel like it. That push through, showing up for you, showing up enough for you where you can show up for your kids. You can show up at your job properly. You can show up and try new things. You can show up in your relationships. You can show up and explore. Just show up in the world. We were around here just existing, going day to day, not really showing up in real life, just doing what's necessary in life to get through to the next day. But sooner or later, we all find ourselves on that bed, unless you pass in your sleep, luckily. Some of the people get that blessing, but when you don't, you get to lay there and think about your life. And when you're thinking about your life, do you think about, well, no, not do you. When you're thinking about your life, what you're gonna think about is all the things that you've done and then all the things you have not done. So make sure you show up for you. Make time for you. Bills gonna always be there. Experiences in your personal life will always be there because that's just life. Things will always be there. But every now and then, you get to put you before all those things. Because all those things has been consuming you for a very long time. And you realize you just been existing, not really living, and you, what was me? I wish, woulda, coulda, shoulda. I don't want that. I don't want it for you. I don't want it for me. I don't want that. So when I'm telling you to show up even when you don't want to, you never know what happens for you in that room that you didn't want to go to. It was meant for you for something. So go ahead and show up. Or that feeling that you didn't want to address in your body, go and show up. Because you never know how that's going to grow you. Show up. Show up look different depending on your perspective. But everything requires you to show up. Show up, feed yourself, show up, go to the bathroom, show up, go to work, show up, take care of your kids, show up, try, show up, dream, show up, live, strive. You gotta keep showing up. Acknowledge. Show up. Even when you don't want to. Because that's adulting. Adulting ain't easy. If we knew what we knew when we was kids, we would not say that stupid stuff. We're talking about some, we can't wait till we grown. Just about 99% of us has said, I can't wait till I get grown. Because now we grown and it's real out here in these streets. Nobody told us it was this deep because I don't know about you, but my parents didn't show me this life. So I'm learning a new life that I ain't have. And it's different. But it's worth it. It's just like raising kids, y'all. It don't come in no book. It's hard, but it's worth it. So same thing with showing up. Look, I'm all that works together. See, it's hard. It's hard to call yourself out. It's hard to say what is. It's hard to acknowledge things that you didn't want to say. But when you got to show up, you got to call a thing a thing. You can't deny what is. You got to see it for what it is so that you'll know how to move and so that you can do what's necessary. Who said it was easy? Nobody. But they did say it was worth it. And if you trust God and know that what He got for you is His plan for you, that's it, that's all. You're going to continue to show up. Even on those days when you don't want to show up, when your voice is raspy, when your stomach hurting, you're cramping, when your back hurting, when you got a headache, when your kids kept you up all night, when you just finished arguing with your husband, when your baby daddy didn't come and get the kid, you still got to show up. No matter what life presents to you, show up. Show up for you. You'll feel so much stronger. It's an empowering feeling when you know that you're going to continue to keep going because you can until He sits you down. You're going to show up, and when you know you are reliable, when you know you are dependable, when you know people trust you, when you know they can depend on you. It's an amazing feeling to know that people know enough about you to know that you'll show up every time. Now, don't show up every time they need you because you need to show up for you every time. And sometimes that's going to require you to say, no, I can't. That's you showing up for you because your nervous system or your mental health or your emotional state or even just your physical well-being it's just not in the mood. Choose you and say no because people will literally use you until they can't use you no more. So in all the ways of the world, make sure you showing up for you and you being real about what is. Because you can keep thinking you gotta be there for everybody. But then everybody takes so much from you, you don't have nothing left for yourself, you don't have nothing left for them, you don't have nothing left. And your body just broke down because you gave so much, but you never refilled your cup. So make sure while you showing up and you pushing through even when you don't want to, you're doing all those things for yourself. Take time to take a bath. Take time to just sit and read a book. Take time to turn on some jazz and just kick back and do nothing. Maybe lay and look at the stars or something. I don't know. But show up for your nervous system. For real. Because I try to make sure I incorporate that somewhere throughout the segment. The nervous system is an important system, and then when that system is constantly being attacked, which most of the time it is from our childhood, everything else goes with it. So don't neglect taking intentional breaths. Don't neglect checking in with your body to see how you feel. How can you fix it? Self-care is the best care. So be intentional with you and show up. Before we go, let me tell you about these numbers real quick because I almost forgot. Can't let me forget, y'all. Y'all can't let me forget. Listen, don't forget, you got to keep track, right? TRACK. Take your meds, regular exercise, add more healthy foods to your diet. Check your ABCs. What's your ABC? That is your A1C, your blood pressure, and your cholesterol. And K, kick the smoking habit. It's not an easy task, trust me, I know, but it's a worth it task, and we can all do it. It's just gonna take some time, and you acknowledging what it is. Call that thing a thing, and the more that you speak it into existence that you want to be done with it, it shall come to pass. Words are powerful, so make sure you're speaking that, and then be faster. Okay, balance, eyes, face, speech. Time for the emergency room. Remember, be fast is the acronym to watch out for stroke. These are the signs, and it's not always that. So pay attention to headaches and dizziness, and just go to the doctor regularly, y'all. Just go check in. I know we don't like the doctors, and I know it's expensive, but your health is important. You matter, so make sure you go check in with yourself. See how you're doing internally, because you can't see everything. So let them help you. Yes, okay? Then we got 988. Remember, mental health is on the rise. You don't have to struggle alone. 988 is not just the suicide prevention line, it's for mental health. If you are struggling and you just need somebody to talk to right then and there, don't do nothing crazy. Call or text 988. You can even get online, 988lifeline.org. Okay? It's just for you. And last but not least, there are people who are battling with drug and alcohol. I understand. Life is real, no judgment here. But here's a number for you if you need it: 1 800 662 4357. That is the SAMHSA. That is the Drug and Alcohol Hotline. So they are there for you at any time. Again, there's no judgment. We're all going through something. Nobody's obsolete from struggle. Just know we're here for you. And I would love for you to go ahead and click, subscribe, share, all the things, like it, comment, and know that the one thing I'm going to encourage you to remember: resilience actually needs community. You need people. We need people. Mental health doesn't have a look. You don't know what's going on with people. So just know being kind goes a long way. Giving somebody a smile goes a long way. How you doing goes a long way. So let's build community by just being good to each other. You don't have to give nobody money and all that stuff. Just give them a good deed, a good gesture, good energy. It blow your mind what it'll do for you. But I'm gonna always encourage you to never giving in to giving up on yourself. And remember, when you're down, there's nowhere else to go but up. Always push through with strength in you, knowing that there's nothing that you can't do. And if nobody told you, you are necessary, you are appreciated, and you're loved. Stay blessed by the best. Until next week, Sugarfoot, I holla back.
We hit you with that strength in you. We hit you with that strength in you. You get your motivation, you get your inspiration, you get the fuel to feed, hey, every nation. You came through, we strengthen you. You came through, we strengthen you. You got the fuel to do what you do, hey, do it true. We strengthen you.